where is... I did break something, because my... Oh, there it is. There's Stormworks. Okay, cool. Hello, we're live. Oh, look. Oh, this is harder. It shows all the people in the stage, even if they're not talking. Holy moly, Batman. Okay. So if you want to see your name on screen, I guess you just join the stage, and then you can see it on the screen. Now it's harder to introduce people. I have to look at the Discord to see who's here. All right, so this is the Friday live podcast called The Workbench, and we have some of our regular people here. We have Alyosha, sorry, killed your name again. Klara, the renderer. Is that okay to say that, or should I say Klara, the builder renderer? We have Ollie. We have Tony from NSO, and we have some people missing. We have Stormtrail missing. We have Professor Incognito, Big Man, and Player is going to join us, and I'll introduce him when Player gets here. Okay. He's in the audience. Well, he's a pod person, so he's able to join. So I'll click him. But there we go. And Player. I know he raised his hand. Oh, hello, Player. No worry, I'm just trying it because I want to see if we can say hi to some folks. Not Mopman, you have access too. You just join, man. Just join. I'll add you. But here we go. So we're gonna start off by introducing the newest member here. Not Player. Sorry, Player. But Captain Cockerels. Am I saying Cockerels right? So Captain is, I think you're a relatively new YouTuber. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to say that. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't think people can hear the Discord. Crap. Yeah. I think I screwed something up here. Let me see. I'm guessing they can't hear the Discord. You guys can't hear the Discord, right? That's it. That's right. No, Tommy. No. Okay, let me try adding it back. Oh, I knew it.
Able to put some stuff in the chat so we can get started on the...
Hi, Endo.
Hi. All right, so can we all hear everybody in the Discord now?
Test.
Alvin, are we good?
Let's test this. Can you hear us?
Test.
We do need to talk if they want to hear us.
Yes.
after
Test.
all.
Okay.
Haha.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Yes, I can hear myself now.
I'm gonna go back to introducing people. So we are going to be introducing the newest member again, not Player, but Captain Cockerels, and you're relatively a new YouTuber, am I right? And now you can talk this time.
Yes, it's been a couple months here that I've been posting, probably 2-3 months maybe.
Couple months, and you already reached 500, over 500 subs. Nice job.
Yep, just about to hit 6. So.
Yeah, I really enjoyed your Steam Engine tutorial. If people
Oh,
haven't
thank
seen
you,
that,
appreciate it.
the link is in the description to his channel. If you want to check it out after the stream, it's already linked because I'm getting better at this. So I linked things that we're going to be talking about, and you'll be able to find it in the description. So, Captain Cockerels, I know you can only stay for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes?
Yep, that's about right. The man wants me at work, unfortunately.
All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I guess I should introduce Player. Sorry. I'm being me today. Player! Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Yes. I can try. So, I'm mainly here because I'm also helping in the NSO related modding stuff, mainly as the person who manages the railway stuff, and yes, I also play Stormworks, of course, build a bunch of things to test it out, and yeah.
Very cool. So welcome, Jonathan, by the way. Welcome, new subscriber, Jonathan. So Player, in case you're not understanding everything he's saying, it's really exciting because Player was brought in I don't know if he was brought in or if he volunteered or how it worked, but he's working on the NSO train tracks, specifically on train tracks, to build them out, to make them interesting, to make them go somewhere, and he's only focusing on train tracks. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All
'Cause
right.
I don't know how to do train tracks anyway.
Right. So Tony tried to do it, and
Yeah.
that's why everything ends inside of a mountain wall. Am I right? Am I right?
Weak.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, and the background music on the stream, is that too loud or is that okay, or is it low? There is music playing on the stream low, I believe, so it should be relatively low. If it's too loud, let me know. All right, so
It's good.
let's go ahead and hit the update today, which is the roadmap, the mini roadmap. And we'll just go through the points, and I want to see what you guys have to say. And maybe we'll bring somebody if they raise their hand and they want to comment on the roadmap. Without being mean, there's no there's no attacking the devs. You can give constructive criticism, but try not to attack them. I know it's tempting. I have to beat myself every day not to do that. Okay, so they are saying on the 9th of September, 2022, a minor update will be dropping. This minor update includes a big set of new wardrobe items with weapons DLC theme. With a weapons DLC theme? Okay. And the outfits will be available to all players, including non-DLC owners, like they did last time. And more info when this releases. Okay, what are your guys' thoughts? Who wants to attack this one first?
I really hope that Weapons DLC still includes an Endo School t-shirt or a sweater.
You want a wet sweater?
A you sweater.
A me sweater.
They still forgot you in the YouTuber clothing, so.
No, I don't have good enough numbers. So everyone has to always hit like 1,000 likes on every video, and then maybe I'll be a.
Well, you hear what the guy said. You guys should like and subscribe if you haven't yet.
Yes, of course.
Tony's doing more work for Endo in his like advertising department than Endo ever does.
Oh, ouch. Okay. All right. So here's some thoughts. What do you guys think this new wardrobe will be? We got some vest. Is it going to be a different era? Is it going to be camouflage? Is it going to be a ghillie suit? What do you think?
I'm thinking World War II, if that's what you just said new era, and I think that's an area that's missing is have some period pieces.
I don't think there's any World War II builds on the workshop to justify it, to tell you the truth.
What?
I'm being.
What about World War One?
World War One, yeah, like the Kaiser uniforms or whatever they are called.
Yeah, or
Roland's
like
not here to
whatever,
tell us.
just Imperial outfits.
Imperial. Okay, cool. All right, and yeah, I mean, there's not too much to talk about until we see it, but we can guess. Anybody in the chat want to guess out there? Just type in your guess. What is it? It's gonna be a spacesuit. I'm kidding. Not gonna be a spacesuit.
Oh no.
All right, September 16th, 2022. That's not too far away. The first details on the next major update, I guess, and DLC. We will be announcing the first information on the upcoming free, quote free, major update and the paid DLC. We are announcing them together as they will be released together. That's a hint that they go together. I don't know what goes together that could be paid and free. Ideas? Thoughts?
Two separate entities, one maybe expanding on the other.
Yeah, but what is it? What works like that?
I'm really thinking fishing is the next paid, and I think you could have some parts, like some ship parts or something that would go with fishing, and then the actual fish elements would be on the paid.
Fishing was something people wanted for a while in the polls, I remember from the official, but never really got.
Oh, yeah, that could be. That makes sense.
List, and indeed, like I think it was Cockerels that said that, but like, yeah, if you have the components which are free anyway, and then you have the actual fishing part is paid, then
like you could do, I guess, like you could do like a minimal set of fishing, like you're like what do you call it? Like personal fishing or
instead of industrial fishing.
Yeah, and then the industrial fishing
rods
would be bigger. Yeah, this
fishing rods versus fishing nets.
I think we talked about this last week, maybe JSI has a fishing mod that they put a lot of work into, Char Lizard. And it's pretty amazing because they actually have put on the map. I don't know, have you guys played it? Anybody played it?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so they put on the map, they put the different regions of different types of fish and their chance of spawning. Now, there's a good chance that Char Lizard could take that work and maybe add that if he can control how fish spawn. But I don't think
for
the
that.
devs...
Wait for that mod to be completely destroyed by any fish update, because that's pretty much what they did with the weapons.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ow, we're dogging now. Yep, that's possible that they are gonna kill the competition.
Because if you remember correctly, when there used to be in Lua called an explosion to trigger an explosion, but that was even before Weapons DLC. And about 2 months prior to Weapons, they made it random, so you couldn't trigger it, which essentially broke the weapons mod that was before the weapons.
Yes, the penguin flak attack and his weapon systems. Yeah.
And his flamethrowers.
Yeah, I do remember that. So, yeah. So,
Yeah, well, it broke when you flew on our servers as well, because, well, we were using the explosions for certain things, and making them random kind of broke everything. So, yeah, I think there's a high probability that if they're gonna make actual fishing DLC, they're gonna make sure that it breaks every single mod that would try to do that for free.
yeah, well, I think that the fishing thing might be safe because it doesn't use anything except the add-ons. So, I think it's
Well,
probably safe.
that's the thing. But if you have a free mod that does essentially the same thing as the paid DLC does, that's, well, why would you buy the DLC then if you can have the free version? So
Well,
I think they would go into the extent as to break it, the same they did with the weapons, because
Well, so here's
you
the
had
thing, right?
you had working weapons mod.
yeah, but that was different.
Before the
that was
DLC.
a different way. This
Yeah.
this is literally JSI is doing a fishing mod that based all around text and using the add-on features. So I don't think they would be able to really break it. But
I mean,
but-
so was the explosions. It was
yeah,
some things that Def put into the game.
right. But this I don't think it's
Yeah, but
using
they
anything
can't
special.
break storing a number.
Yeah, it's just using variables and text and stuff.
There's
that's
no
common.
actual fish.
Yeah. So what I think would happen is they would release, if they do truly release fishing DLC, JSI Char Lizard would take a look at what he could use from that. If like if you have any control over fish spawning or whatever, and then they would add that to, if let's assume that they're doing fishing, and they add like actual nets or actual fishing hooks. Now maybe JSI can actually implement that so that it works in their add-on with, it. I don't think it's going to hurt JSI. It might actually help JSI make it more interesting. And in turn, JSI would make the fishing DLC probably worth your time. Because we know that devs usually do it only so... I hate to say this out loud. They do it to a half-ass point, right? They get some nice features in, and then they just stop. And then they never revisit it, which is the biggest problem we have with Stormworks, is they get a feature in, and they don't revisit. I mean, the tank tracks is kind of a joke. They revisited it and then they added the wrong tank track. So
Yeah,
Steam.
kind of a
That's another one too. Go ahead, Captain.
kind of a thought I had on that was if for those who played Kerbal, if the community kind of led with the mods, and then I forget the name of the developer, but they would come in and then they would make it a core element of the game, and then it would break all the mods, of course, but then the mod community would come back in, and with the new features they would improve upon it even more. So I think you have a small dev team making Stormworks, they'll come out with the DLC. And then you'll have people who are, all of us insane people who spend all day on the game will make it 10 times better, which, use it as a building block, essentially.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so Benzine, and I'm looking at the chat now real quick. Benzine says the folks at EOS, what is EOS? Anybody know what EOS is?
Engineers of Stormworks.
It's what?
Engineers of Stormworks.
Okay, for some
It's a
reason...
railroad-related server.
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason they think it might be about automotive stuff. Really?
I mean...
No, it's pretty much all about railroad.
Automotive stuff? Benzine? I don't know. What are they going to add for automotive stuff? Like bumpers? No. That doesn't make sense to me. I could be wrong.
Yes. By the way, can I interject
Real
quickly?
votes.
You may.
When we started, I think we were muted, but Klara and me requested if people could put in their builds in... What channel was it, Klara?
Let's just put it in general, and then by, we'll say 12:05, and then we're going to do a random draw, and then me and Tony are each going to do a render of it. Make it a build that's hopefully realistically doable within an hour, so no crazy aircraft carrier stuff.
Yes.
All right. So the idea here, if you didn't get that, go to my Discord if you're not already there. In the general chat, add your vehicle name that you want to see, or it could be somebody else's maybe, I guess. I don't know. I mean, but if you want Klara and Tony to do a render of a vehicle, put it in the general chat. They'll look it up, and they will try to do it within the hour. So they're going to be very quiet. Watch. All of a sudden, you're not going to hear them anymore because they're going to be busy. But you can do that, and we'll get a rendering out. And maybe we can even show it off on the stream if they get it done. I don't know. Can you guys get it done?
Yeah, probably. I think.
Is challenge accepted?
Yeah. You can probably paste a link since it's just in Discord.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll stick a link in there.
Yeah, you can do the things. Okay, cool. All right, so guys, head over to General on the Discord and post a vehicle, and they will random... How are you going to do a random number generator in there?
No, I'm just going to input them to Google Drive and then just assign them a number.
Oh, okay.
Literally use the dice.
All right, okay. We need to do that more efficiently next time. I think there's a way to do it in the comments or something somehow. I don't know. There must be a way to do it so we can do it automated. All right. So if there's nobody going to talk about the fishing DLC anymore, we can move on to the next major update. I don't know what the major update is. Where are we at? Okay, September 23rd, 2022. So this is update number 3, which is a minor update. Will include a new sensor type component and some quality of life improvements. Okay. So what are your guesses on this one? This is like, you could guess anything. New sensor type.
I really hope that they have, a bathymeter or something that you can put into the water and you can see the height, or ping back a larger area. Because currently what you need to do is you need to scan a laser over a specific area and then log the points to know what
so this would be related
the terrain
to fishing.
vertex data is.
Almost fishing, right?
So it would make sense if it's fishing related.
That would make sense, yeah.
Wow.
Sonar, not kind of like sonar.
Yeah, what's it called? It's not LiDAR. LiDAR? Is it LiDAR?
Yeah, fish finder.
It's a type of...
Yeah, fish finder.
Fish finder. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, LiDAR would be cool as well. Well, not LiDAR, but the other sensor that they have, the spinning radar thing.
Oh, guys, I forgot your avatars. I'm sorry. I'm behind the game here.
Anything to improve the current state of ship-related things would be epic, to be honest. If it's connected to fishing, then you might as well just add more shit to... Oh, sorry.
Are you cursing? Ban them!
Oh, no! Oh, I said the bad.
Yeah, you said the bad.
Ban him!
Anyway, anything related to, boat, ships, that could be used.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On that topic, since we already have localized weather on the map, I would love to have a proper weather radar.
Yeah,
a proper Doppler radar, because that's something that's really missing, and I don't think it would be too difficult to do considering we already have localized weather.
From somebody who has a little bit of experience with weather radar, they already have in the rain feature on the map, which that's all weather radar really reads is the rain, so that should be reasonably easy for them to put in because
exactly you just need to make a reasonable way to interpret that information from the radar.
Yeah,
and not make it completely, absolutely unusable for anything and anybody. But I don't think that's what they're gonna do, because that's something I've been asking for the last year.
Really? Yeah. So
yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to guess what this is gonna be. It's kind of good little surprise, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to go back to this video and see if we were right on any of these things. Fishing, costumes.
We'll look bad, I bet.
You think so?
Well, I think we'll be wrong.
You don't think we're even close?
I think fishing we're close. I think that was very high on the voting list, and it seems logical. They put in the physicalized fish already, which my whole thought with fishing is I think they'll make fishing pots, kind of like crab pots, and you'll be able to winch them into the water. We already have winching, and then they'll be able to use a random number generator if you're close enough to the fishing zone over a certain amount of time. It random number generates X number of fish in your pot. You pick the pot up, and then like coal, you physically pull a fish out. It's in your hands. You put it into a live well in the ship. You might have to plumb that into water to make sure the fish don't die, and then sell it like coal at some sort of sell place.
Yeah, here's the problem. Does anybody... Okay, maybe I'm the only one that doesn't really play career mode, but does anybody actually play the game as a resource movement management game? Like moving
That's
coal?
me.
So, Captain, you do?
Yes, a lot.
All right, and is it fun?
I enjoy it. It's, I kind of split between building and doing that, but it's mostly for me, it's building the machines. So like if I need coal, like I had to build a mining truck to be able to go into the mountain to get the coal and then load it on the train. So I had to build a crane to load the coal onto the train. Then you move the train up there. So it's kind of, for me, it's building the different vehicles that, makes it enjoyable.
Okay. Okay, and you build everything. You don't do downloads.
No, I build everything.
Okay, cool. So if you guys enjoy career mode, you might want to check out Captain. Again, links are in the description. Okay, quality of life improvements. What does that mean to you? Does that just mean little things, or is it going to be anything really interesting?
Bugs. It's just bugs.
Bugs. Speaking of
There's
bugs, Klara.
Little.
They did
Oh,
not...
we're going to talk about that thing?
Well,
the Klara bug.
Real quick, the Klara find bug. They didn't fix it.
Yeah.
They did not fix it yet.
No, I'm not sure exactly
What is this
how it's
bug?
repeatable
I have not
because
heard about this.
I don't know if it's multiplayer only or both, but go ahead, Klara. It's your bug.
Because it's not always new. It's not all vehicles, but it's like whenever the issue happens, it's always because of apparel equipment. And if you delete that, it's just back to normal. So
yeah. So if you spawn something with like costumes or what do you call it? What did you say? Apparel? Yeah. Gear.
Yeah. If you have any of like
So
the
the
3x3
3x3
apparel equipment,
Yeah.
you spawn a vehicle. I don't know why it's only some vehicles, but
Half
the
the blocks
vehicle
are
will
missing.
spawn with like
Yeah.
at least half the blocks missing. It's really weird. All the logic will be disconnected, but you go back into the editor and everything looks fine minus the logic.
Yeah. If you want an example, you can watch the missile tutorial. We at the very end, you can like actually click to it. You'll see that Sebastian tries to spawn a vehicle and it's not there. Half of it's not there. All right, so they didn't fix that. I was surprised. I thought there would be a hot patch, but
3
guess
more
not.
minutes to submit your builds, everyone, before the poll.
3 minutes for the poll. 3 minutes for the build poll. Whatever. I don't know what it's called.
raffle thing.
All right, next up.
Right.
Okay, so that's quite a bit for that month, but we're still not done. September 30th. This update will be a deep dive into features and content in the upcoming big release with lots of details. Okay, so this is the announcement of fishing.
More of the 16th September one,
Of
right?
fishing?
No, they already have announced it. We'll just get more into depth on how things work.
Are they actually going to tell us something, or are they going to say something vague? That irritates me when it's just like, just tell us.
16th, probably they're just going to give topic for major release, free release, and the DLC, and then the 30th, because we don't know when it's going to release anyway. It's just that the main intro, like all of the big details, will be
So
30th.
I'm going to predict what is going to be on this news update in the comments. It's going to be fix multiplayer. That's going to be the main comments.
Keep dreaming, Endo.
It's the main update. Multiplayer is finally fixed.
Yeah, that would be a nice major update. That would be a nice major
Imagine if they actually
DLC.
do that.
Yeah. All right, so
Life would be a dream.
So that's pretty much it for September. September ends with an announcement, basically. And so the next and
Wake
final...
me up when September ends.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, really, right? The next final update in this roadmap is October 7th. The minor update is... This minor update is still work in progress. But we expect it to be a very popular minor update with lots of new components. Okay, that is
Very
so
popular?
vague.
Very popular and very broken.
The components are good.
Components.
New Windows!
No, no.
Official windows!
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
No.
Maybe they'll attack trains again? Maybe?
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe
How-
add
Last
blocks
train
anybody
that we got.
wheels.
what?
What?
Was it
Half
train
blocks,
bridge up there?
anyone?
Half blocks? Ooh.
No, they won't do that. He hates adding blocks. He hates it.
Why? I see no problem with blocks that have only structural.
He doesn't
Like
want
the
to add
windows,
them.
for example.
He won't add them.
Like, why?
He won't. He will not do it. You can, if you go back and listen to the Q&As, he's constantly
I
saying,
know,
we
I've
have too
heard
many
it."
blocks. It overwhelms people.
You can't have
We're not gonna do
you
it.
can't have too many blocks in a sandbox.
Suggestion maybe. One of the quality of life improvements is a revamp of the UI system, the block selector, because that would overwhelm people less if they actually change the UI to something.
Oh, folders. People have been asking
Yes.
for folders forever,
Yes.
and that would
Yes.
make it. That would make
That'd
it so you
be-
could add more blocks.
Oh, that would be a
Yeah.
quality of life, wouldn't it?
Well,
That
yeah,
would be
that
quality of life,
yeah,
definitely. Minor
September
update.
23rd. Yeah.
Okay.
If
You
they,
know
if
what
they
would
add
be a
that,
good-
I'll die a happy man.
You know what would be a good quality of life update?
Alright.
Center the hotbar in the build.
No.
All right, so that was the last one. Does anybody in the Discord stage want to say something about what they think about anything we talked about? Raise your hand. Okay, we got Key. Wait, Key is benzene, right?
Before we do that,
Oh, what?
the
Be quiet, Key.
so
Just kidding. Just be quiet.
That's okay.
Not key.
Okay,
cab
Okay.
12003. Oh,
go ahead. It's Klara.
On the well, Klara go.
I'm going. Ken, stop it! I'm announcing this first so I can get started.
Everyone be silent for 10 seconds for Klara.
Cab 12003. I will be doing your render, and Ke actually, Tony will be doing your render.
Oh, great.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
I think the major DLC update thing is going to be arid plus oil extraction.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Ooh.
Interesting.
What was the first
Oil.
one?
Wait, so is that benzene speaking or no?
It's
No,
okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's K.
Oh, that's just
I'm not benzene.
okay. Because I talked to you earlier today. What were you talking about?
Yeah, I did DM you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to be. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay. You're really not benzene. Okay, gotcha. I just looked at your workshop.
I am not
Wow.
benzene. Okay, yeah. So yeah, because like
Here,
the arid,
I'll put it up here.
yeah, the arid island's been like east forever.
There you
like, Data mine files, etc. So like, it would make sense for that to be the free update, and then oil drilling would be the paid update.
That makes sense.
Okay, and so here's his workshop up on the screen there. You can see that Klara has been involved. I think again.
Yes, in fact.
Yes. I feel like there's a monopoly on renders going on here. Could be wrong.
I will not speak.
Yeah.
We need.
I will speak this
I
time.
feel like the whole Stormy Awards was kind of rigged because she's like, we should do an art thing. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, what do
I
you?
will
Do you
fight them.
Watch this. Do you have other artists? Yes. Let me go find some that
Hey,
can compete with me.
I have Den. Everybody likes Den. Everybody likes Pup.
I'm kidding.
You should have done an individual.
I'm giving you a hard time.
I will fight this hard time.
Who's that?
As far as I heard, it was you that invited people.
Who, me?
Endo.
Oh, I said, yeah,
Yeah.
if there was anybody out there to join in, because I wanted to say, all right, so is there anybody else that wants to raise their hand? I'm not in there. I got to go back in there.
Well, I saw someone, but he's not in there anymore.
You've added me already.
Oh.
Oh, Sharp Spoon.
Well.
Hey,
Yes.
Hey, Sharp, what you got to say?
Two things. Either one, they're going to rework radar and sonar again for occlusion, and actually have terrain occlusion added to it. It's just a guess, just because that's something people have been asking for since radar has been added.
Huh.
Two,
Okay.
the fishing. I agree with the fishing add-on DLC mostly because over at JSI they already have a fully fleshed out fishing DLC that works and is being expanded on. very well, as a matter of fact. The only thing that they can't do with it is actually utilize the fish models because they don't interact with. You can't actually interact with them per se, and also entity limits and whatnot. Speaking to Klara's bug though, that she found, is something that I've noticed in Editor. I tend to do a lot of large environmental builds. Generally speaking, I've noticed if you're doing larger builds and you hit a block limit or an entity limit, it tends to occlude blocks on spawn. Now, I'm not sure if that extends down to an entity limit if you have, 10, 15, 20 different 3x3 inventory items on your build, if that will also affect or have the same effect. But I've generally found that when I've hit a block limit, I stop it. The game will not render any more blocks than whatever that hard cap is, whatever that ceiling is.
Unfortunately, definitely isn't that, because it's been a tiny little build. You add a single 3x3 or 3x3 equipment, and the whole thing breaks.
Yeah, it's definitely a bugs chart, because it's just regular old little builds that are breaking. We had ships sink last week because the blocks were missing. It was funny. Okay.
I've had that same thing happen though in the past though, and a small build like a little rib where blocks won't spawn, and I'm gathering it's either, if you're on a multiplayer, it's packet dropping, i.e. like for whatever reason when you send that build forward to the server for it to actually be communicated out to the rest of the clients, either A, that packet hasn't fully made it to the client properly, or B, you have a file error, which it's Stormworks, and because the engine wasn't necessarily built for handling this, who knows?
Right. So to also bring up back to the fishing stuff, I'm going to be mean again, so I apologize to Deltars and crew. If they're smart, they would actually work with Char Lizard to add the features they need for communicating with fish through code, and then Char could bring the JSI features to
Endo,
the
I'm gonna
DSA.
stop you.
I know. You don't have to tell me.
Have they ever worked?
No, I know. I said I was gonna be mean.
I mean, a man can wait.
They reached out to me and asked me to add a boat to the game, so it's not unusual for them to do. I just doubt they're gonna want to utilize code written by
I'm not saying utilize. I'm just saying reach out so that Char can add features to the fishing to make it interesting. So yeah,
I wouldn't say they wouldn't do that.
They won't.
I don't think they will. I mean, like, in all 2 years of me having a multiplayer server, all they've been doing was throwing rocks under my feet in hosting the server, not once reaching us or like actually listening to our issues.
Well,
that's because multiplayer has never been their major focus. Not to bash on the devs, but multiplayer was, I don't think, ever really a focus of theirs to begin with this. It was mainly meant to be a single player, build your own thing and have fun with it.
I agree with that, but they found out that it would make them money, so they did
Once there was a back that pretty much forbid on all servers from even starting up. They knew about it. We reached out to them about it. We given them a solution how to fix it, and they didn't do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, they have a long history. I always say Deltars because I think Deltar is the one that makes all the decisions, and that's how it works out. And so, if you look back at the history, if you look at the DLC for weapons, I know from talking to several testers, not just one, that feedback was given on the DLC, like, while it was in development for months, and the feedback was ignored, and it was valid feedback. And so Deltars has a bad habit of thinking, and I'm assuming that this is what I want, this is how it's going to be, and this is what I'm doing. And that's been the history of everything you see that happens with Stormworks. He has the last word, I'm guessing, again, and that's what it's going to be. So whatever fishing DLC comes out, if it is fishing DLC, he's not going to reach out to anybody to get input because he's already made up his mind. This is what it's going to be, this is how it's going to work, and this is what we're going to do. And that's Deltars.
That's 100%. It was evident with the modular engines release prior to its actual release when it was in beta and open testing. It was actually in a very, very good state prior to release. Literally the day prior, you could build
turbochargers existed.
You could build a single cylinder or 2-cylinder, like a 2-stroke engine, and it worked perfectly. We made go-karts and had a blast with those. But then when the actual update dropped, everything had been nerfed squarely into the ground. Certain items didn't work the way that they were supposed to, even though they were working in the beta. Things like the alternator worked perfectly fine in the beta, but when they released it for whatever reason, they nerfed the numbers down. And I'm assuming because Dan Walters hates the infinite power generation glitch that crops up with every single piece of power items. That
but I heard from White Noise they've given up fixing it. Anything related to infinite power.
Players will always find a workaround for it. Perfect example, the hand crank. Somebody found out that, hey, the hand crank interacts with the ROV manipulator piece.
That should have been expected, however.
It should have been. And I have a feeling they got to the point where they're just like, yeah, I don't care anymore. But
they would also, removing that would also break a lot of, like, the whole premise of the effector block. So removing it for the specifically the hand crank just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but they've done things that don't make sense.
Yeah, I mean,
because they want to maintain some semblance of control over what players can and can't do. Maybe I'm not going to speculate because I don't think they're malicious. I just think some of their wants for what the game should be are slightly malevolent.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, anyways, I think we beat that dead horse. He's not getting up. But, yes. So how's those renders coming, guys? We're checking in with the render crew.
You want screen share?
No, I'm just asking. I can't get the screen share in stage mode.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Working on.
Oh no, that's a thing.
But it's going well,
isn't it?
No, you can't. Isn't it dumb?
No, you can.
Try
if
it.
I remember correctly.
Try. You can't. You can't share your screen.
No, there's no button for it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Huh.
Okay, so poor player has been sitting in the background. Playa.
Yes.
Okay, so player doesn't have any images that you can show. So we'll just go back to the top screen and I'll hit the NSO really quick. And so
I can probably just a moment. Maybe I can screen share that or make some screens for you.
Yeah, just send me some screenshots.
Yeah, I think if Teunu does that, that's better because right now, like, I'm on my laptop and not on my main PC, and that's why, like, I can still work on the NSO stuff here, but because I'm not on my PC, I don't have like the images or something I can provide for this right now.
I'll see if I can get some pictures either really quickly from the NSO creator space or if I can make them, but I should have some in a bit.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to player now. So let's give player some voice seniority. So player is from NSO. If you just joined us on the podcast, player's from the NSO. He was recruited or joined, or I don't know how it all worked. He can tell us. But he was part of the NSO to specifically work on train tracks. So I put a poll up to see if you guys have been trying NSO. So, vote on the poll there so we can see if you guys have been using NSO. And so, player, can you introduce us to how you joined the NSO and what you're working on?
Yeah, so this happened because I've working very working very closely with a guy who has developed the editor where you can place train tracks with. So actually, long before, well, not really long, but quite some time before I joined NSO, I already worked on like trying to make new train tracks, not necessarily on incorporating it on the map because I can't do Blender. This is where it really comes in that Tony is mainly a terrain and Blender guy, and that we can combine our powers to bring it nicely into NSO. But I did work on Rails before, and because I did that, I also became a little bit obsessed with Railroad, and which has quite some benefits now because I know lots of stuff which I can make flow into the NSO stuff, and is really nice. And at some point, I think it was I shared some pictures of the stuff I worked on, which was basically a plain empty world but with tracks in it. And then at some point, Teunu hit me up and asked if, well, he saw that I did work on railroad stuff, and he was interested if I could join NSO, and well, yes, I was very delighted.
Okay,
yes.
So could I ask you a few questions?
Yes, sure.
All right. So first off, are you a part of any of the railroad discords groups?
I have been a member, or I am still a member in SRC community, Stormworks Rail Committee, but because they also had a project to overhaul Sawyer Islands when it came out, and add railroad stuff to it. But back then, the editor to make rails in Stormworks wasn't really done, or didn't even exist, and that's why the project.
Isn't it? Just have to come in here and just. Isn't it Leopard who did that editor?
Yep.
Yes,
I believe Leopard should also be in the audience right now.
Yeah, he's in the audience right now.
Oh, he is.
He is.
Oh, wait, here in Discord?
Here in Discord.
Yep.
Oh, does he want to join up and say anything?
Leopard, do you want to join? Could you give us a message via NSO or something?
Or raise your hand. Just raise your hand.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, that works.
Raise your hand, man. He's like, not even there. He stepped outside. He's gone. So another question is, or not another question, but Benzene in the chat says that switches and signals are too close to the tracks in some points and cause collisions. Are you aware of that issue?
Yes. Well, I've also the problem is that I do have my own vehicles for testing, but the problem is because I build my own, and I'm a realism obsessed person, so I try to build one-to-one scale, which sometimes conflicts with other people's builds I can imagine. That's also just assuming, but that if you have a slightly larger train, it'll probably collide. So that is certainly something I know about, and looking for trying to solve.
Yeah, since we have seen that, I also build really small. Both me and player do that. So a lot of things where bigger vehicles might have issues we haven't spotted yet, but slowly we are getting down to the bottom of that. It's just that it's either a bug report or it's us observing something. It's like, okay, do we need to make this taller, or is it fine in a semi-realistic height?
Okay, well, Benzene is saying the EOS uses 1-to-1 scales, and the 13 blocks wide standard have issues as well. So, just FYI, maybe Benzene, you can contact and send a sample or screenshots or something.
Can.
That would be good.
Yep.
So they can see exactly what you're talking about. It's hard in text. But Benzene makes some amazing trains. If you guys don't know him, look him up on the workshop. Good stuff. All right, so we have... Oh, wait. Actually, before we go, does anybody have questions for player about railroad tracks and the NSO? In the chat, let me know real quick. And while you're typing, I'll go ahead and see what we got going on here. So, 16 votes. Yes, people have tried. 56% people have tried the NSO, and 44% have not. Can you, if you said no, why have you not tried the NSO yet? I am curious to know why.
Too much work.
Wait, who's that, Captain?
Dragging and dropping a folder.
Captain. No, it's not working.
Dragging and dropping a folder.
Super
That's
easy.
not work.
Super easy. Super easy, Captain.
No. I mean, I'm at work too much. I don't. I haven't had enough free time to check it out yet.
Too much work. Oh.
We just roasted this
Well,
man.
we're about to attack you.
I work about 60 hours a week, so
you're about to be taken out to the Stormworks, whatever you call it. I don't know. Do we have anything that we can torture people in NSO yet?
Yeah, the pillory, the Stormworks pillory.
Yeah, once it came out of my mouth, I was like, yeah, that's not what I meant. I'm at work too much.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you got like 10 minutes, right? Before you got to go.
It's just about 7 minutes to jump on the motorcycle and scream, but we'll be good.
All right. So, Captain, before you have to go, is there anything that you'd like to add to the conversation on anything that we talked about, or anything you'd like to talk about?
I think the it seems like the devs have been a little bit more responsive and trying to kind of show us where they're going, which is kind of nice. You know, I think we kind of see we're in the dark a little bit for a while there, and I really like the roadmap kind of showing us where we're going. And I liked last week's update where they pretty much nipped things in the bud as well, kind of telling us they're not doing space and everything else, because I think, you know, a lot of us will build up some hype in our minds about, oh yeah, space, and then everybody gets disappointed when it turns out to be something else, where if we knew that was what it was going to be right off the bat, we'd be happy. And so I think this is a better way for them to do this, and kind of, you know, I like them going to show us what they're doing here in the next couple weeks, because a lot of us like to get ahead on builds. And if we, for example, if we know it's going to be fishing, we might start building some fishing boats where, you know, it might take a month to build a good fishing boat, you know, so it's good to get a little head start on that. So a lot to look forward to, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think my criticism comes from they've rubbed me the wrong way several times.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've submitted bugs and had them close it with the stupidest responses. And so
yeah.
I've kind of I became, what's that word? Not a
jaded.
No. When you're promoting something, you become I become a detractor, actually.
Yeah.
And they've caused me to do that because they don't want to address me or acknowledge that I exist, which is kind of annoying. So yeah. So anyways,
they need a community manager, I think, but you know, that's tough, is they'd have to either hire somebody or have somebody, you know, pro bono be a community manager. But you need somebody who that's their job, is just to interact with the community. I don't think
they have that though.
Well, not really.
Well, I think the people they have that interact with the community are not the best.
Well,
you know, and they need to have somebody.
Here's a fair problem. Even if they did have a community manager, I've seen things behind the scenes because people show stuff. And the responses that people get from Deltars when an issue comes up is Deltars blowing them off as well. So if they had a community manager, Deltars would blow them off to some extent if he didn't want to respond to whatever the question was.
I agree.
Deltars has issues. I think I really want to like him, but he's not given me any reason to really say anything positive about it. The only thing positive I can say about Deltars is the game is amazing. The game has huge potential. The game...
Oh, potential.
Potential, yes. That always falls in my mouth there.
It's been 3 years. Potential needs to be actually utilized.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, you cannot say anything negative when it comes to the game as far as, the idea and the potential and the concept.
Oh, the idea is for sure there.
Yeah. But...
I mean, I don't have over 2,000 hours in this game for no reason at all. It's an incredibly addicting game, but they're making the wrong decisions.
My constant point that I elaborate on is this game is akin to Kerbal Space Program and Space Engineers. What both of those communities allowed was for modding, and heavily supported it and said, hey, whenever we do patching, we'll give you guys at least a heads up. Hey, we're going to support mods. Hey, we're going to give you guys these tools that you can make mods. Go to the Kerbal Space Program forum. There's a whole section dedicated to modding, mods that have been released, tools for modding. Whereas here, they dislike it so much they went as far as to slander it and say that, oh, it's a virus. And it's like, no, it's not. Mods are very much not a virus.
I think it comes from Deltars having a very old-timey, he maybe, I don't know how old he is, but he was in the industry a while back, where mods were a lot of mods were turning into viruses because of where they were hosted and compromised whatever.
What year is that?
I was about to say the Commodore 64.
Yeah.
You could mod, and you could go through and rewrite some of the code yourself, and then you could distribute that.
No, but I was not talking about that type of money. I was talking about how he thinks it's a virus.
No,
of course. If he doesn't know what's going on, then of course he's gonna think it's a virus.
I don't think that's it.
again, it drives back to my original point of he likes to have control over the thing that he made.
Yep.
Get that? That's
sharp,
fine.
Sharp. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Sharp, you're
I'll
sharp.
agree.
Oh yeah, no, this man.
Like, if
Kinda
we
last-
understand
The thing for me is that I know about Delters is that he doesn't have too much programming experience either.
Really?
He was a graphics programmer. Yeah, he was a graphics programmer.
Alright. I'm gonna run
but-
everybody.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Captain, thanks for
Yes.
joining us, man.
Bye.
Yep,
Yeah,
I will
see
see you
ya.
next week.
Check him
Bye-bye.
out in the description below. All right.
Hey,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
he was a graphics programmer, but not. He is not the architectural brain behind Stormworks. I feel like I believe that's the other programmers working at Yomsa.
Okay.
It's definitely Auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie is definitely the brains behind a lot of the. I'm not sure if it's programming or if she does or he does. I don't actually know if they're he or she. They do whether it's the actual programming side or the actual model building and debugging side.
Yeah, they also have
But Auntie-
Bones and John as well.
Yeah.
Yes. So as far as I have been able to see, I can only find Daniel or like Dan. Sorry, not Daniel. Dan as in the networks that I have, and I can do some background check on him, but I haven't been able to find the other.
He'll call you a
No.
doxer. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I'm not going to, and I'm not going to encourage doing that.
No,
but
yeah.
I have been able to find them in my own professional network.
Okay.
So
Leave it at that, man.
Okay.
Leave it at that.
I will. No, I respect their life as much as I hope they respect mine. But
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I just threw up a poll real quick on the NSO. So, what do you find interesting about NSO? Railroad tracks, roads, landmass changes, and other. And railroad tracks is up there. People like the railroad tracks. 12 votes. I mean, we don't have like 100 votes here, but
you're doing the God's work.
Yeah, landmass changes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so just for the record, guys.
Oh, but
hey, Sleepyhead, become a member.
We shouldn't
Thanks, man.
stop with the railroad tracks because Leopard hasn't spoken yet. If he wants to, of course.
Wait,
Who's that?
Leopard's on what?
Leopard's in here.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I see you. All right, so our player, did you have anything you wanted to add before we move on from railroad tracks? I apologize.
No, but we because Leopard is related to the editor stuff, and the editor is related to the railroad tracks. So depending on what he says, we might need to.
It could
still
be a
stay on this topic.
tag team. Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let me introduce our third NSO member here. So we've got Tony, we've got player, and our third member is Leopard. And Leopard is, I don't know if he's in charge of or he is the magic man that came up with the idea of building a special editor to allow the NSO to even come to fruition. But let's find out. So Leopard, introduce yourself and tell us about what you've created.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm Leopard. So the original idea, at least with my involvement, started in the SRC server, where we wanted a railway to drive around our trains because the standard one was just too boring. And so I built a program for that, but that we went in a red herring direction where we wanted to represent the tracks, the visuals using vehicles because that was easy. And it turned out that it worked, but if you made an entire railroad out of it, the game would lag so bad it crashed. Back then it was before the 64-bit version, so you could actually run the game out of memory just by having some tracks around. And so when we realized that, I started working on something better, but it took so long because I was studying and stuff. I don't have infinite free time. That's the project kind of died, and I kept working on it a little bit, and and it was getting more done enough that it could actually be used. But then the SRC stuff wasn't really there anymore.
Is SRC dead?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Leaves me
The SSC
Smayan.
itself is not dead, but like the railway project is mostly dead.
Okay.
On the SSC.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so I mean, we've been keeping under wraps like what your tool actually does. Are you okay talking about it, or do you want to avoid it for right now?
It is kind of already public, except that I haven't made an announcement yet.
Okay.
So people that know, like, I think I made part of it public already, so people that know where that link is can like find the full editor as well. But like, beware, it is still very much not done. There's a bunch of bugs that will like break your world.
Okay.
And also there are just things that need to change that will break stuff in the future.
Okay. Well, I'll just give people a brief overview so they know what you guys have created. So, just to recap, and correct me if I make mistakes because I don't remember everything. But basically, Tony brings in blocks of the Stormworks world into Blender, and he will edit the landmass. He will add new buildings, and he can either do that. I guess you can do it two ways, right, Tony? You can actually add it to your 3D mesh, or you can create a building that is in a directory and then add it with the Leopard tool, correct?
The better thing is to do it via just Blender, because then you have full control over what you're doing, and it definitely looks different than the blocks in game. But what you can also do indeed is you can convert, since we already have the export tool, I'm using it currently to make the render. So you can actually already, make a building, export it to Blender, edit it in Blender so that it's more efficient, and then you can put it back into the game as a mesh that you can either make into a block or into a mesh that will render in the world.
Okay, but the NSO currently, are you placing buildings, or are you placing them inside of Blender onto the landmass itself?
I am using the editor tool that Leopard provided to first in Blender make the meshes, and then, for example, I have a rock, I have a car, I have the hangars in Blender. Export that as a separate file, and then I can bring those files into the editor, and then I can place them wherever I want in the editor. And then if that is just a bit too much to the right or too much to the left, I can always move that, and I don't have to go into Blender ever again for that.
Okay.
I can use that tool.
All right. So for folks that I don't have any video or anything, screenshots to show you, but Leopard has made a tool that it basically loads the Stormworks map, correct?
Yes.
And then what you can... go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a Unity project that it loads the XML files for the tiles, and also all the referenced meshes are loaded, so you can see the entire world at once. One of the things that is in progress is mission editor stuff, so you can actually see what you're doing when you're working across the tile border, but it's a work in progress.
Okay.
And what I also have support for already is edit areas. In the interaction zone, which is the thing like when you go up to a workbench, like you press your button on it and you go to the editor in the game. That has also like a thing that you can place down. And then like adding and moving meshes around. And another big feature of the editor is the ability to place train tracks in a more easy way than doing it manual. That uses like a mathematical curve, so you can make it very smooth.
Okay, so that's what players using to do the railroad tracks.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this tool is not widely available yet, but what I want you guys to think about, if you are into modding or you have an interest in it, that when this tool becomes publicly available, in theory, you could make your own mod for Stormworks that might be completely different. It could be, Fallout 4, and you could redo the whole landmass as an apocalyptic landscape if you wanted to. It would take work. I'm not saying it's not work, but these guys have been developing the tools to allow you to make the world look a lot different. So that's something that you should think about if you're into modding. You might want to talk to these guys if you have any interest, but they cannot support the tools, so don't bug them to get support because right now they're currently busy with their own mod.
And mod, and of course we have life that happens.
And life that
in
happens.
the background.
Yeah. But I mean, they will be making at some point the tools available, and you can work with them and figure them out. And I'm sure there'll be like, you know, text documentation in some place that can give you ideas how to use it. But anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. But anyways,
I was planning.
But just on the very bottom of it.
Okay, disclaimer.
And I was planning on making a tutorial as soon as there is a public announcement of it going public.
Okay, just ignore everything I said. Then just listen to them.
Okay, when you do make the tool public, though, is it going to be open source?
Yes.
It's already open source, so.
Nice.
Allie, we've seen your code. We don't want you touching it, man. Sorry.
No, I don't speak Unity.
I'm kidding.
I don't think either of us do.
Yeah. So, anyways, I have a screenshot on the from the NSO, and you can see where they've placed like runways and everything. So, if you haven't tried the NSO, this is a great example of how different the world looks. This is a airfield. I don't know if this is O'Neill or not, but it has 2 hangars. It has a place for helicopters to land, and then it has the whole tarmac and runway redone. So it's pretty cool. So if you guys haven't checked out the NSO, you really should. Let's see. What is Sleepyhead saying? It's still kicking. It's on the SRC Discord. And okay, cool. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Okay, so where are we on my list of things to do today? How's the renders coming, guys? Well, I look up something else.
I'm going strong.
Okay, so we did railroads. We did the NSO. Is there any builds that you guys want to load up here in the in Stormworks? Because I do have.
Yeah, we've been running around waiting for you to author.
Oh, why didn't you say something, guys?
Yeah, we were busy
talking about railroads and.
Oh my gosh! No, I'm wondering why the server hadn't crashed yet, because you guys haven't actually done anything. So, or I would have to restart.
Someone thought Ollie was a mod.
You guys have to say something, or I'll just keep talking. I don't know. I just did mods, so you guys can mod each other. All right. So, you know what, guys? Before you guys can find your vehicles, I'm going to talk about something. So the Stormy Awards, I'm going to pimp this. I was going to pimp this at the end, but I'm pimping down. So the Stormy Awards voting ends. Well, for the builds, it ends the first week of October, because in case there's any builds that get in to the last week of October, I want time for you to vote on them. But the Builder of the Year is on the website right now. If you go to endoschool.com, you can vote for Build of the Year. I know, Alyosha, I kind of messed you up. I apologize. But you can vote on Build of the Year, Content Creators, Render Artist, and I'm missing one. Builder Groups. And I think that's it. Oh, not Discord servers, but dedicated servers. So you can go in there and vote on each one of those. And vote once, and then we'll have our winners for December 17th, which is when the Stormy Awards takes place. So now, guys, I'm going to put up a poll, and this is just me being a jerk, basically. I apologize ahead of time, but I'm going to be a little bit of a jerk, because I'm going to...
Sometimes you're allowed to be a jerk.
I every year, I reach out to Geometa, Deltars, aka Deltars,
oh no.
Gosh, I'm being bad. Will a Deltars member join this year? And every year I ask one of them, I don't care if it's Bones or Auntie, I just would like one of them to give Builder of the Year away, because this is a community event, it's a community celebration, it's for their game, and it would be really nice if one of them would attend. I don't even care if they don't promote the award show. If they would just show up and be a part of it would be really nice. Last year, Auntie was supposed to show up, and then I pissed off Deltar, and then he he walled off Auntie, and I can't speak to Auntie anymore. So that was it. But I'm going to reach out again this year and ask if one of them will give away the Builder of the Year award. And
be nice.
I am always nice. I am always nice.
But you just said you were going to be a jerk.
I'm going to be a jerk with the poll, because
oh.
the poll is up asking, will a Deltars member join this year, the Stormy Awards? And I'm just curious, because I don't think they will. I don't think he's going to respond to me this year. I think he's done with me. possibly. So I don't expect it, but it would be really, really nice to have Auntie or John or Bones, even Deltars. That would just be interesting. Actually, that would be shocking. Actually, I would probably have to go to the hospital. The Stormy Awards would be cut short.
Just goes into shock.
yeah, shock. Oh, you hear them, with the paddles in the background of the Stormy Awards trying to, resuscitate me. But anyways, it would be really nice. So I'm gonna reach out again. Maybe I'll do it through the bug tracker since they don't want email. So I'll do that. But yeah. So, anyways, that's fun. All right. So where's the build? I let you load it, and nothing's loaded. I don't see anything.
Because they both ran immediately into the editor and didn't give anybody else off.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not admin. I'm off.
No, I put. Oh, didn't I admin? Oh, I thought I admin. Oh, my bad. I don't know. Let me add one. Spoon, let me give you one.
Sure.
So, Spoon, who are you friends with?
I'm friends with Ollie and Klara. I'm one of the board members over at JSI, so
I'm sorry, did you say Klara?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect, and you're in trouble for that.
We need to shame you now.
Shame you, that's fine.
Yeah.
Klara, sorry. Listen, English is my native language, I can't help it.
Oh my gosh, this is an amazing build. Thank you so much for sharing this one, Allie.
Oh. I have an amazing build.
A whole 15 seconds to make it. Most of it placing down that chair.
Is this to pitch your tool? Should we talk about your tool again?
Wait, no.
In case you don't know, Alyosha did create the tool. Wait, would you stop? Created the tool for importing, well, basically anything images-wise. But blueprints is a popular thing now for building, and so he created a tool. This one doesn't apparently delete any blocks in the middle. But it can delete blocks in the middle.
This is a new thing I'm working on. No, it doesn't do it.
But,
if you want like the Genki executable for this one, like DM me.
But what if I say this thing is not big enough?
Well, I don't have a modded workbench in here, so.
Okay. All right. So after 12 votes, 67% no. A Deltars member will not join this year. Oh well, it was worth a try. I was hoping that by popular vote, they would give me some good.
Just magically
luck.
manifest.
Yeah, exactly. Make it happen. Really, Alyosha, a lovely build. Thank you for sharing. All right, guys. Well, is there anybody who in the chat that wants me to, look for a build on the workshop and check it out? I will do that. If you put the name in the chat, I will look it up. Surely there's something interesting.
Look at while I'm doing the render right now, but look up the very big boat.
The very
the one.
Is that one?
Oh, wait, that one. You're here. You know the one. You gotta pull it up.
Wait, what?
Yeah, pull up the very big boat.
Oh, the very big boat. Yep.
Wait.
The greatest thing you'll ever see.
Wait, do you guys have
Pull it up. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So while I'm waiting, what build is this that I'm looking at? A JSI. Of course, it's JSI. JSI. Who is that? Who built that one?
That's Sharp Spoonful. So I made a series of trucks based kind of off of like a Mitsubishi style cab over. So I have a box truck, steak truck, everything that's based off the same chassis.
Okay, and this is by Sharp Spoon. You can find Sharp Spoon under Sharp Spoon Workshop. Is that your name?
Yep, it's the same. You can find me pretty much anywhere on any game, on any platform under Sharp Spoon.
That is so nice. I appreciate you for keeping your name the same.
I've been using the same.
This is so cute.
Handle for 15 years-ish. I'm an old man, so.
Welcome to the club. We can hang out at the whatever.
We can go to the bar together.
The Coco's Senior Citizen Breakfast or whatever it is.
Senior Citizen.
All right, so
you're not that old.
We have a lovely ship. Is it a boat or a ship? What?
It's a boat. I've also got a couple things to. Oh wait, is this a different boat?
I'm looking at.
This is the one that. Okay, so this is the funny thing that happened that we have. So I'm not saying anything, but I built this. It's based off the tugboat.
Wow!
I explained my plan to upload it as Nuki with a terrible thumbnail for April Fools multiple times. and then 2 people in the same Discord call do the exact same thing.
Oh wow, this is lovely. This Fjorwear.
What happened?
That's lovely.
Did you guys subconsciously steal my idea after I explained it 3 times?
I wasn't listening.
Oh,
look,
I need to know.
That's quite nice.
Okay. And then we have.
So I've got a couple things to show off. So over here I have the original tugboat.
Wait, where are we looking at? Am I looking at the back or the front? Where am I looking?
Back of the hangar. Yeah.
Back of the hangar. Who's talking?
What do you mean the original tugboat?
Whose voice is that?
Technically, mine was first.
Mine?
Yeah, who's speaking? Who's that voice?
British guy, Ewan.
Oh, I have to think of your name. Ewan. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I didn't know you were here.
So-
Welcome.
Yeah, I just appeared out of nowhere.
Manifested.
This is based on the I think it's the Booming Beaver, which is the smallest ship in the United States Navy.
Did you say booming beaver?
Yes.
Booming Beaver.
It's the world's smallest tug.
Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
More realistic recreation.
I had a model for this. I made about a year ago, but the other day me and Klara got a bit bored, so we decided to.
Well, I don't know
make it
about
to a
the
Nuki
boat, but this wood is really nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of a bit of a meme.
Yeah,
We
no,
just-
I think I saw it's on the workshop front page now, isn't it?
It is on the workshop, yeah.
And what is
Doing
this?
Pretty well. Well, so
Props?
I got bored. I made some like cafe props.
Very nice. Wow. You can
You're gonna have
almost.
to send this to
I don't
us
know
every
what is
day,
this.
like
What is
right
this one? I don't know what this is. What
This
is
is your
this?
coffee, your
That's
espresso
an
machine.
espresso press.
Is it? I'm
Yeah.
not familiar
Yeah,
with
that's
that
an
one.
espresso press. So the pipes, the black pipes, would be your handles for the pole.
Okay.
Usually they have a grinder on top, and then the pole machine just adds water pressure to shove the bean juice through the sieve.
Oh my gosh! I just remembered. We have one more thing to do before we go. By the way, I'm so excited.
Bean juice.
No what?
Bee
No?
juice.
No.
The coffee juice.
No. I mean, we can't really talk about it, but it's in the title of this video. If you guys noticed what the title of the video was, did you guys notice what the title of the video was?
I've been in the Discord the entire time.
Okay, let me read the title of the video. Live Stormworks Roadmap, and is space possible?
Whoa.
Yeah, because I think, Tony, did you share the video with me in the Discord? Yeah, I've got the video ready to go. I want to show you guys something. What is the name of that guy, Tony?
DX. He was in the audience a bit ago, a little bit ago.
Oh, did we lose him?
I think we did.
Oh, that's a shame.
Wait, what? Who?
DX, Magic Man on Stormworks Modding Forum. Like he would be. I would describe him as the avatar of Stormworks Modding at this point.
Okay, so we lost him, but I'm going to show you a video, and hopefully maybe next week. Well, next week's an update, right? Minor update.
Yeah.
But maybe we can get him on next week or the following week. Maybe save him for a week where it's kind of boring, which is just an announcement kind of thing. But we'll get him on. But I'm going to show you guys a video in the chat, and I want you to think about the possibilities. It may not be real, it may not be doable, but it's pretty amazing. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Are you ready?
All right.
Okay, look at the video. Okay, are you looking at this?
Yes, the fisheye lens on the map. I saw somebody post a video about that.
Oh yeah, that video.
Discord. Yeah.
Right, so would it be possible to fake leaving the planet and going into space?
I know the way the sky map or the sky box works is that it gets darker and darker as you head further up, but I don't know if there's anything without just rocket booster.
So, at least in terms of shaders, that's completely editable. We have basically the same format as Stormworks Minecraft shaders have for shading. And that's just already done by the base game. There's not any editing that you need to do. That's the way the game works. And so, I'm not really that good with shaders. I understand the language, but I don't do it. But DX has been able to thus far make dynamic fog, which means that you, if you go up farther, normally the fog stays and you cannot see the island. He has made dynamic fog, so the higher you go, the more of the island you see.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what might be possible through trickery and smoke and mirrors, but yeah, interesting. I thought it was really interesting. Thanks for sharing that video, Tony. And maybe we'll get him on here to talk about what his idea was with why he made the video and stuff like that, because it seems pretty interesting. Klara, Tony, how's the image running?
Almost.
I'm getting really close. I am just building out the scene.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, so
I am just adding some extra detail.
What are these builds that you're working on?
Mine is an infantry truck. I don't know too much about military vehicles, but
I can
allow me to help you with that.
You're the builder, so.
So it's an ICV, which means Infantry Carrier Vehicle, aka APC. It's just a fancy name for it. I like.
Okay,
that
so
name.
the fact that I put it in an IC region is good then, or is that just the name?
It's just the name. So it's just another name for an APC or an armored personnel carrier.
Yeah, the Yanks want to be special and they named their APCs an ICV. So I voted them.
Okay, and what's Klara working on?
I am working on a steamboat by Cab 12003, who I think actually had to go. So.
Oh, Cab left. Okay. Okay, so for these vehicles that you guys loaded and showed off, can you please show them in the Discord so I can add them in the description later after the video? So if people want to check these out, they can go to the description and check it out. What is this?
The flight truck is not uploaded yet.
What is this?
That almost looks like a Dakar rally truck.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to be? Okay.
No, I don't know. Mauve hasn't said, but that's what it kind of reminds me of.
It does. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like it's supposed to be a a semi truck that's supposed to pull like a
Speaking
house.
of trucks,
okay.
Endo, if you can oath me, I'll show off truck.
Who is this?
Somebody's an admin. Can they do that, please?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. What was I going to ask? Oh, did you vote
I'll add more.
on endoskull.com? Yeah, let's do another poll. Polls are fun. It actually lets people say something without saying something.
They are fun people, yeah.
Yeah. So, did you guys vote on the endoskull.com? Did you guys vote for your builder of the year? Did you vote for your favorite content creators? Did you vote for yourself, Klara?
I did not vote for myself. Because that would just
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Oh, so somebody actually got one vote. That's awfully sweet of you.
Oh my god. I guarantee I'm gonna I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna be
See me in 6 hours,
I
I think. Is it 6 hours? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty far.
Okay, who tried to spawn the battle?
Should I cook dinner? Should I get ready for you? Let's see here.
Oh sure.
Oh crap! I'm supposed to make pozole tonight. I got to do that today. Anybody eat pozole? Anybody? Nobody.
Pozole is delicious, and if you're not eating it, you're wrong. In the States, at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
what it is.
I wish I could taste it.
It's good.
Hominy.
Yeah, hominy, cabbage, lemon, and I use the stew meat. I like the stew meat. I use that.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow, look at this ladder. It doesn't actually work, but it's kind of cool.
Well.
Oh, so wouldn't that be cool if you could have, what are they called, rungs? Rungs? I think they're rungs. Like rungs that you could place between pipes? That would be cool.
It won't work like your traditional Stormworks ladder, but there are handles on it, and you can like prop it up walls.
Right, but I mean, if you could...
You can grab it. So if you take two people, you can grab it and walk around with it.
Yeah, but I mean, if we had rungs, like a rungs component. Uh-oh, did we crash?
Yeah, that would be cool.
No.
We're just slowed down a little bit.
Uh-oh, we might be dead. I'm getting the little windows moving thing. What do you call it? Little...
Oh, well, you're crashed.
Oh, you guys are still running? That's amazing.
Yeah, everything runs fine.
Okay, then I'm not going to touch my computer, and maybe everything will be just fine.
No,
no, it'll crash once it
figures out
manager,
it's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, once system managers realize that you have nothing coming in or out, it'll crash us.
All right.
That's gonna be in like 10 minutes, man.
Wait, wait.
No, it should take about a minute or two.
What do you mean? 55% of you said no. 5 of you have not, or 6 of you have not voted yet? I made it so easy this year. It's like 8 questions. 8 questions.
I'm stuck. I am stuck.
Ollie, I need your assistance.
What's up, Delta? Are your message visible? Yeah, I think it's possible to function reduce the gravity and air resistance based on altitude and darken the sky as you go up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, that you could trick it. So, okay, so now, what? 6 of you have not voted on the Stormy Awards. Can I ask why you have not voted? How do you vote? Okay, Converter. Just go to Endo Skull and Endo Skull. Well, there's 2 votes. The endoskull.com is for voting for Builder of the Year, Builder Group, Render Artist, Content Creators, and that's web-based. If you want to vote on builds, come to the community Discord. The link is in the description. There are over 100 categories. You don't have to vote in every one or for everyone, but just vote for one build that you like and as many categories as you can, and that would be amazing. And we've already got some clear winners in some of those categories, but categories like space don't even have that many votes. So that's, if you haven't voted in the space category, you might want to check that out, because that's pretty wide open for anyone to win, I think. And there's a couple other categories that don't have that many votes as well. So any votes that you do, and just one vote and in as many categories as you can, super duper helpful, like super. Because voting does end at the end of, the first week of October for the Discord. And and then I've got to get to work on doing a bunch of videos. Klara is working on rendering out a bunch of videos for the pre-show. And then I've got to contact OB and get with him to record some stuff. And then Komodo. And yeah, because basically, if you don't know, the Stormy Awards kind of has a story to the whole thing. And OB is kind of like the protagonist. Or is he the antagonist? I guess he's the antagonist. So the first year, OB basically threw Komodo off the stage and threw him in a trunk or something. You don't really know. It sounds more like he shot him. And that was the first year. The second year, OB burned down the stage. And that's how the show ended. This year, I already know what OB does because I've already thought about it, and it's terrible. So you're going to want to tune in on December 17th to find out how things go wrong this year. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Am I back yet, or am I still frozen? I'm frozen.
You seem to still be frozen.
What?
You may have to restart.
Well, if I restart, you guys are all dead. So I'm trying to hang on for the screenshots. So anyways, guys, we're almost about to wrap up. We're just waiting for the renders to get done. Does anybody want to raise their hand? We have 4 in the audience. We have Maw the Wolf, Benzin, Not Mopman, and JB. Any of you want to come in and say something about anything? Let me know. Here's your chance. Mav? Benzin? Not? Jay? Oh, there we go. Mav the Wolf. All right, let's bring Mav in. Is Mav here? Why does it take so long? Or do you have to accept? Is that the deal? Oh, you have to accept.
Okay, is it working now?
Yes, you're back. And I'm crashed.
Okay.
All right, Mav. So what do you have to say about anything today?
I mean, earlier when you were talking about possibilities for the update, I think what Ken said about oil might actually be it because of the desert landmass. So I don't know. That was just my thought on it.
Say that last part one more time.
Ken was talking about how it could be an oil-related update when it comes to resources.
Yeah.
But because the devs had released, or the pictures were leaked about the new island thing, it might be something to do with that as well.
Okay, so
like oil in the desert.
Going back to Klara's idea of the landmass update, right?
Yep.
But you're adding oil rigs to the desert, which kind of sounds interesting, actually. Now that you think about it, like a resource, right? Like a reason for a resource to be at a different location, maybe. That's good.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, we also added JB. Hey, JB, how you doing?
On railroads, I don't know if the bug is still there, but there's a bug that completely makes steam locomotives useless. So when you go over the bridge, I don't know if it's been patched or not, but there's this bug when you go over the bridge, you'll come to a complete stop, and you'll get full wheel spin on all trucks, and you won't move unless if wind is full.
Just before.
Has that been fixed yet?
Before the tunnel as well.
Has that been fixed though?
We are fixing it.
So it's currently not live.
No, on the vanilla railways, like near the bridge.
Oh. No, I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about just the vanilla game, not NSO?
Yeah, the vanilla game, there's a bug. I don't know if it's still going. Festive Lad has put a lot of complaints in, but there's this bug with steam locomotive. We tested it with a few different locomotives, but it seems to be only steam locomotive because the drive wheels are touching the ground when they spin. So it seems to be something like that. But you come to the bridge and you come to a complete stop, and all the trucks that are being powered go full wheel spin. No matter the speed, no matter how fast you're going, it just always does it. This was when bridges were first added, so it might be patched now.
Okay, so have you...
Are you talking about the big blue bridges?
No, the train bridges.
The one out in the water?
Yeah.
Those the big blue ones.
Are they blue? I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
I think they're blue.
Okay.
Oh no, that was an issue that was a big issue for steam locomotives that just pretty much made them impossible to make and use.
Well,
I gotta head off.
All right, you win. Did I say that right?
Hey, you got my name right.
I had to think about it.
Hey.
Right, yeah, see ya.
I just look at E now and say E's or U's and call it a day. Make it easy for me. So.
You know what would be my dream for the devs to do is to get rid of the railway to the Arctic and focus more putting railway on Sawyer in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
But now
and add bits so we can put rail cars on ships.
Ooh.
I would like more modular
railroad ferries.
That would be a component that they could be adding in the coming month.
Imagine
with train wheels, actual placeable train tracks. Wow.
Single axle train wheels would just be heaven. Just single axle, nothing on the outside, just a wheel, just single axle. That would be the best thing they could add.
Honestly,
then that adds a whole bunch of customization.
Honestly, if they just kind of reconfigured the way that railways work to allow for that, because as it stands right now, all it is just a path.
It's pretty bad.
It's a forced path that you have to take, right? It's just a black line on the ground.
Yes.
Huh.
I'd be fine if they left it like that and just maybe modeled some rail like the NSO folks have so nicely done. But I don't even want the ability to add tracks. That I feel like that's kind of like their job to expand on the things that they have to go through and actually utilize the land a little bit better, because like it falls into my same complaint with the whole eastern side of Sawyer being functionally useless.
Yeah.
Just why not add something of note over there to make it
let's not talk about the south part of Sawyer Isles. I mean, Sawyer Isles south part is literally just a road through the mountains. That's it.
I mean, granted, it's a beautiful road through the mountains.
Yes, I love that road. It's beautiful.
We used to do races out there. That's why I put I made a environmental mod for a landing strip on the beach to the south to actually give you something to do down there.
Professor, why are you not here?
It's just one of those things. Like, you have all this landmass that you made, and a lot of it is very beautiful, and then a lot of it has space. Why not utilize it?
Yeah.
Also concerning railways, because I'm like basically like I'm making new rails in Stormworks. I'm also like, I know a bunch of things which like behind the scenes there, which is just like cursed with the rails, because like how the rails work is that it's a bunch of like points, and then like there's a lot of assuming in this, and also Leopard knows a tad more about this than me probably, but it's just very cursed. For example, like how junctions are handled in game makes
junctions
very
are cursed.
Very cursed, but like it makes them very, very difficult to like work with when placing new ones. For example, like Leopard has spent a whole like lot of work just on making the editor be able to make junctions which make sense in the first place, and that's like something like I would hope that could be fixed at some point. But the problem is it's like so far behind the like scenes that I'm pretty sure like there's like only a handful of people who know about this in the first place. And like it would be cool if they fixed stuff like this, but I'm just not really sure if there's any way to like tell them that it is a problem in the first place.
Well, seeing as you guys are the expert modders, I feel like you all that's working on the NSO mod are kind of in a position where you have the experience of futzing around with them. So
yeah, but that doesn't, because like it's still, this is the reason that I don't touch the railroads anymore, and why as player, it's because it's just, I guess it's just kind of unexpected behavior all the time. Like you think it's gonna work like that, and then it just blows up in your face, and you're down a couple of hours.
That's unfortunate to hear. I figured they'd be easier as point markers that if you have a component, i.e. the tracks, they would have to follow point to point on those.
You think they're easy?
Yeah, well, I'm not saying I think they're easy. I understand that level of programming is a bit difficult. But
No, but the whole thing, like the whole theory behind it's simple, but they've executed things horribly.
I mean, you still also need to think, like, you can make something really reliable, but the more reliable it gets in physics, the more, usually, the more CPU and GPU intensive it's getting. So
I feel like just a simple track switch of just a save state of it being on or off, and then having a direction set to that shouldn't be horrible in terms of programming.
No, that thing itself isn't the problem. The problem is like when you have more like, you know, a junction is basically a railway fork, and because of the at the very core of the junction, there are basically two rails which become very, very close together, and that's cursed. And what Stormworks wants to do is that like basically, if you just like, this is a super oversimplified variant, but like basically because they are so close together, it becomes cursed, and the train doesn't follow where you want the rails to be, but the game will like you can tell the game where you want the rails to be, but the game will then afterwards think about it again and make up its own mind, which you can't control, and that is incredibly cursed.
So that sounds like a base portion of the code that needs to either be rewritten or simplified.
If I remember correctly, railroad was something that was never intended to exist, and they kind of just added it, and that's why there exists a railroad to the Arctic.
Hey, yeah, I know. It's who was it? It was either Beginner or somebody else wanted to add rail, and they made it work somehow way back in 2019. So it was what? About 8 months after the release.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the bullet points of what you're talking about? Because I was reading things.
Rails are cursed, junctions are even worse, and they need to go back through and resimplify that code and actually utilize the landmass a bit more efficiently, rather than have a random rail to the Arctic.
Now, do you guys honestly think that they're going to do any of that? I feel like that they would likely move towards a new game or a rebuild of Stormworks completely before spending any more time on it.
Well, that's a whole other conversation I would love to get into. That I
they're,
don't know you.
They're free to me. Like at this point, I would love to see Stormworks updated, but on the other hand, it's like not a lot of official updates thus far have satisfied the community.
I would love for them to drop support for this and rebuild the game as a separate engine that is better suited to what they're attempting to do.
Unfortunately, if you listen to the Q&As, if you listen to
I know they're never going to do that, but it's one of those. It would make sense for them to drop Bullet as their engine of choice, because honestly, their handling of physics is.
Warning! Oh, here I got. Wait, watch this. I got a perfect screen for this. Ready? Watch this. Oh, we had to. Okay, sorry, we had to.
Oh no!
We had to stop that from being heard. He said terrible things. I don't know.
Well, I mean, to an extent. There are many other engines that handle the movement and interaction of separate entities very well.
Right, but there was this whole Q&A where he says that they built the engine. You have to understand, we built the engine because no game engines could do what we want to do. Yada yada yada. So
yeah, I know that, but Unreal does.
Yeah,
Unity
I was
does,
about to say.
Unreal, Unity, a bunch of other engines. Like all the other engines.
Yeah.
Lumber.
And not to mention, there exists bullet physics if you want physics. It's maybe not the best physics, but it's like
bullet
there.
physics wasn't so. I get into this argument with people. Bullet physics was meant as a simulator for rovers, for landing spacecraft, for interplanetary body interaction stuff, right?
Oh, so they should make a space game.
Is that they utilize the base compile for Bullet and built the game out of that. When it was in a single player function, it's fine, right? Because I'm not passing positional data, I'm not passing entity data, I'm not passing multi-body physics data, I'm not passing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. The netcode was not a thing to handle or worry about. But when they introduced multiplayer, again, driving back to that, the engine was not built to support multiple users, multiple clients interacting with the server. And that's where a lot of the base issues with multiplayer in this game and what they have to balance in terms of resource utilization management, packet control, as in the flow of data to and from the server, to put it in gentle, easy to understand terms. By trade, I work in IT, so I have a lot of experience with server client issues, but the engine, again, wasn't built to handle any of that, and that's where we have a lot of the weird physics issues on multiplayer, and my wife's calling me, and etc.
Why do you know all this?
Because I delved deep into the way the game was handled to see how traffic and packets were being passed from client to client at the time, because it was not a peerless server when they initially introduced multiplayer. It was peer-to-peer.
Mm-hmm.
So I got busy with Wireshark to see how much data was being passed and how many packets per communication.
So you sniffed the game.
You sniffed
I just wanted to see. I wanted to see how data was being handled and how client to client interaction was being handled.
So that's why it's so desync all the time.
Well, they had to draw a balance, right? You can't. So probably about a year ago, we saw multiplayer being almost unplayable, because what they did, they said, okay, peer-to-peer doesn't work very well because clients are waiting on other clients to update. We're getting positional errors. We're getting floating point errors because we can't pass information fast enough between clients. So why don't we just do a centralized server, right? So you have somebody hosting on, and they act as a server, and then all the clients connect to it. The server then basically delegates who gets what information when.
Yeah.
So they did that. But what they did in doing that was forcing the server to basically hard limit the speed and the ping based on the slowest connection. So anytime you had somebody that had a slow connection, poor connection, whatever, connect to a server, it forced the entirety of the server to slow down to the slowest connection to ensure that that data between clients were synced, and data between client and server was synced. So it became unplayable. So they said, okay, well, we're going to allow packets to have errors. We're going to allow people to drop packets based on client position in proximity to another client, right? I don't care about what player X is doing on Sawyer if I'm all the way out in Donk, because one, I can't see him, and two, I don't need to have the per tick update of what he's doing until I become within X range. So that was the second fix that went through that greatly improved multiplayer for everybody to the point where it actually became playable.
That was relatively new, right? Like lately?
That would have been in the past year, and they've been improving that portion of the code and how client-server interactions handled.
I heard from Sky that they sniffed through the code, and there was at some point a change to the netcode, which was then reverted back to old netcode. So technically, it's running on the same netcode as before, like not as like back to all the way back to the peer-to-peer days, but like older than something they added newer that was then just scrapped because it didn't work.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about is the forced sync to each client. So now the slowest client is going to stay slow. Positional data for them is going to be garbage. They're going to have floating point errors in terms of knowing where secondary subbodies are at. So that's why when you're playing multiplayer, sometimes you'll see a door that's on the other side of the vehicle. It's because you haven't gotten the updated information yet. You're not
probably also why ejection seats kind of break, because they're secondary grids.
Yep, secondary grids are painful for servers because now it's keeping track of not only the main body but the sub body and having to update everybody on what the position of the sub body is. So you have doors that open and stuff, doors that seal. Sometimes it's just because you haven't gotten the correct positional data for it.
Why is it harder than getting the main body?
There's a hierarchy. In game development, there's always the core piece that you have, the core game object and then you have child objects that are attached in parenting to that parent object, and then you can have child objects of those child objects. So what happens is you have to keep track of their relative position to the parent. If you haven't done the parenting system correctly, it's kind of hard to do that.
That's a very succinct way to put that. It's exactly the issue. So again, this all stems from the engine not meant to handle it, netcode not being up to par with what it needs to be because of the engine, and that you get into a circular issue with that.
I think the server finally crashed though. Never mind.
No, it's just running slow, and I have a feeling that's because Endo.
9 GPS.
It crashed.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
It's been crashing for what, 20 minutes now?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. I've been showing up off the screenshots stream instead.
Klara, how do we eventually turn in the render? Because I'm pretty much done.
Okay, just give me the image in the Discord, and then I will bring it up on screen. So, guys, we're about to wrap this up, I think, if the renders are done. It's been.
I am rendering. There's still a few errors, but screw it. That's what it's going to be.
Well, if you were using Unreal, it would be real time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you still got to make it. It's going to be 7 minutes left to render. Throw it in Lightroom, and
7 minutes? What are you rendering?
Mine was half a second before it was done rendering.
Pixar.
Are you using cycles, perhaps?
Pixar animation.
Yes, I did.
I got a goddamn ocean in a.
But he doesn't do compositing.
Yeah, that's
compositing.
Oh my gosh, she's doing Pixar rendering. She's doing Pixar rendering over here. And Tony's doing Unreal.
No.
Doing Eevee, which is like.
I'm doing Eevee. I'm doing the new Blender. Well, it's not new at this point, but the improved Blender render thingamadoohick.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we've been going for an hour and 45 minutes on this pod.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah. So your hour thing, I think you failed the test.
Yeah, well, we literally happened to get the most complicated builds out of that raffle.
Really?
Out of all of the ones that were submitted, a lot of people submitted cars. Gerald was submitted. Gerald would have been easy, but
Gerald would have been easy.
Gerald would have been easy.
Gerald
Gerald doesn't have like any sub bodies.
Oh wait, you're joking.
Oh my gosh.
Does it? I don't know. I've never actually.
It has a couple. Let's just see.
Oh.
Does it?
Klara,
Really?
do you go through and snip sub bodies and put them into the position they're supposed to be?
Oh, I didn't. Okay, so there's
right.
Benzin's one. There was like another ship. There was car, truck, car. There was a lot of easy stuff.
Green Steve, how you doing? So, Professor, you're not coming into the chat, but check this out. We're going to go and... I can't actually hear it, but we've got Professor's video up. It's in the link in the description below, because he already went and did a roadmap announcement video. So, can you tell me briefly what you said? Go ahead, type it now. Type it. Type it all, Professor. What did you say in this video? It looks like you were just reading it, man. I don't know. I can't hear you, but I'm guessing you said it's all dumb. Did you say that? No, I'm kidding. You probably didn't say it. I'm being mean again. Sorry. So I'm juggling time. Not much. He didn't say not much, but I did link your video in the description, or it should be there. Tell me if I'm lying, but it should be there. Oh, it's dumb? Okay, so you're just trying to get it out before me. I see how you are. I see now. I'm waiting for a response. Nothing. Let's see. Mauve the Wolf says, all right, I'm going to head out. Thank you for the opportunity to join. Oh, thanks for being around, Mauve. And, okay, let's go back. Is there anybody else that needs to say something? We're still waiting 7 minutes for a render.
Sorry.
No, we should have done the same vehicle.
Yeah,
we should have, honestly. Next time we'll do that.
We'll do that, and we'll have a limit on how complicated it could be.
Except how about I get to choose the vehicle, or someone gets to choose the vehicle so you don't...
Yeah, we'll curate.
Let me choose the vehicle. I'll choose it.
Oh.
Jeez.
So, Professor, I thought you were able to join on Fridays because you kick everybody out of the house. I thought it was a good time. 12 o'clock PST. I don't know what your time is, but I thought that was good for you. What happened? What happened, man?
Turns out Professor was kicked out of the house.
Oh, we got in the doghouse. Oh, no.
I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Rumor started. It's too late. Too late. Player, how's those train tracks coming? You been working on those while we've been talking?
No, not really. I'm busy with other things, not Stormworks related.
Okay. Just randomly thought I'd throw it out there. Leopard, you got that code and documentation done yet while we've been talking? Oh, okay.
And it's done. This is how the world gets sorted. You just snap your fingers.
I figured we were wasting enough time that these things could be done. Jeez.
You know what? The only one in the audience is Benzin. Oh, never mind. He left. I thought he was going to be able to join us.
No.
Oh, Benzin left. Oh, heading out off to bed. Okay, good night. Okay.
I'm rehosting
Professor.
a game if you all want to join.
Oh, I had one too. Oh.
Okay, I'll join you. That's
Join
fine.
mine, it's live.
I will join.
Join it live. Come on, Sharp.
I'm joining.
We're on multiplayer island. Surely nothing could go wrong there. Maybe.
Oh, I can break things.
So, Professor, I don't understand. Did you not kick them out? Did you think?
Mind all thing me, please.
Oh yeah. Let me do that. Sorry.
Just throw me admin too, and I'll just deal with that.
Yeah. Make you admin. What number are you? Oops.
Should be 3, probably.
2.
2. I'm 2.
Add admin. Why can't I just put a default everyone's admin? Why did they take that out? I know. Complaining. Sorry. It's what I do.
You're really good at it, aren't you?
I'm getting good at it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still not all big sad.
Oh, hold on. I got you.
Sharp's working on it. So, anyways, we're just killing time here, trying to wait for Eevee to get done.
No, I'm already done.
Cycles. Eevee is done. Cycles is currently not done.
Cycles is slow. Eevee is like you blink your eye and it's done.
Oh, what are
Cycles?
What are cycles?
Because you have like a GPU of 20 gigabytes of VRAM or something, right? How?
I have 12 gigabytes of VRAM, but the issue is oceans are so many polygons.
Oh no, you can just use a normal map for that.
You can't.
If you can use a normal map.
Klara doesn't know.
Klara, you're such a noob. God.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fight. Tony, you're doing part of the pre-show now.
I will, sure.
Oh, we could have one of those YouTuber boxing things, except it'll be Stormworks Builders. That'll be fun.
Oh, that's not going to go well.
Stormworks Builders boxing. Yeah.
Get into the room with John Cena music on.
We can sell tickets for a penny or so.
Could you switch the
Who's paying
YouTube
for the
stream to
medical
your
bills?
Stormworks view again? Because I have high ping and I have no clue my vehicle's still there.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. You guys get medical bills?
The Stormworks stream is up. It's on.
Imagine breaking your shoulder, not having to pay a single dime.
Bro, no, never mind. I was just late behind because my internet here is not as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna get our heads boxed in.
Okay. Anybody in the chat have anything interesting to say? I'm trying to stall.
It's compositing.
We're doing. We're
and then
stalling
it's
for
going in
time.
Lightroom, and then it's going there.
We're bullying the Americans.
Tony, tell me a secret about NSO. Quick, go.
It's all a lie.
It's all a lie. Oh no.
There is no NSO.
There is no NSO.
It's actually a cover for the Rat Kingdom that's underneath Sawyer.
Oh my gosh.
Is anybody ready for Artemis 1 to launch?
Oh wait, when?
Oh, is that launching soon?
It's supposed to be soon, actually. I know they had some
They
issues on the
said
pad.
that a couple days
Oh,
ago,
but,
and then another
they-
time
they-
like 2018.
They have
actually
issues
talk
on the
about it.
pad, but it is actually out on the pad.
Let's actually talk about
in
Artemis
theory.
1.
They've already canceled it twice. From
Yeah,
launch.
it's not canceled. It's just delayed. I think they had some issues on the pad, either with fueling or something or other, so they paused its launch. But it's still set to launch sometime.
I think
this
the engine was like
month.
somehow
Okay, let me put a hot take out. Okay, hot take. I think the Artemis program is pretty bad.
Okay, well,
All right. You know
it's
why?
better than
No, you know
supporting
why?
SpaceX.
You know why? It's because they're using tax dollars for something that isn't reusable.
It is a
They are not
jobs
going.
program.
The boosters are not recoverable, even though they were the same boosters used for the shuttle program.
Well, it's saving money. It's saving money in the way.
A fancy computer with a giant metal cylinder attached. It's not really.
It's saving money in a way that there's not a whole lot of R&D that really needs to go into rebuilding a booster rocket system, because every single one of the components that they're using has already been developed and has already been tested. So the main tank on it is just the.
Spend $23 billion.
Yeah, no, I know about that.
I'm guessing Artemis.
Well, for the others that don't, the main,
okay, yeah.
the main tank is the same as the ones that were utilized in the shuttle program.
No, they're completely different. They just have the same orange insulation on it.
No.
The internal
tanks themselves are exactly the same. They only changed the nose cone and the bottom of it to actually fit a engine mount to them.
Yeah, but they must have changed it so that, because the load's on top of it instead of on the side now.
Well, yes, kind of.
Yeah, so they
Not
had
really.
to redesign it.
Well, they used the original tank and then just modified it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, making something out of it.
Okay, I haven't been following Artemis. What's the point of this thing? What's it doing?
It is
It's like
moon
a
exploration
thing
again.
NASA made.
It
We're
is
going back to the moon,
exploration.
boys.
Yep.
In
So
theory.
the whole Artemis program is built to go back to the moon and set up a more permanent ability to stay there, to continue to do research and development in both technologies and space travel.
Okay, but
we want to see.
Let's be real, guys. This is the first time we are going to the moon. Okay.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
I'm gonna throw things at you, Endo.
The first one was a sound stage. Okay. So.
No.
Okay. You wanted a secret about NSO?
Yeah. What's that?
The moon landing wasn't faked.
It was done in NSO.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why there's a launch thing.
About that.
Yes.
Clara, how is your bicycle doing?
I am literally exporting the final image right now. It is. I'm gonna DM it to you.
Okay. Where's mine, Tony? Tony.
I sent it to you.
Oh, you already did? Okay.
Tony has already sold his soul to you.
I don't know why I'm doing.
Alright, there you go. It's
Wait, where
done.
did you
It's
put it?
posted. It's in your inbox.
Oh, you did it on a
your direct
DM. You did
messages.
a DM. You did a DM. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me get these on a screen somewhere. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Anyways, so
yeah,
it's to set up a permanent moon colony so that we can continue to do R&D and actually research the moon and get more information. They're going to come across a lot of challenges that involve the lunar surface, given that the fact that there is no wind or any way for gravel to move. We now understand from the previous moon landings that the gravel and rocks and dust are insanely sharp and tend to shred everything. So we get to come up with a new way. How do we handle that? We also get to see what the prolonged exposure on a microgravity is going to do for people. Like, obviously, we had a couple of astronauts that were up in space for about a year, and we saw that actually has some major health risks associated with it in terms of bone density, radiation exposure, etc.
I mean, how much higher is the radiation dosage than it is on background here on Earth?
A great example of this is airlines are actually considered at risk for radiation a hazard. Anybody that flies as a either a pilot, a steward, or stewardess, or any commercial or military flight are actually at a higher radiation risk, and that is because pretty much every time that you go up in the air, you're getting the same amount of radiation that you would be getting from a chest X-ray. In space,
pretty nice.
The background radiation, that is?
Yes, because you're getting basically unfiltered cosmic ray and gamma ray.
It's the cosmic ray then. It's not like the air is less dense and rays can travel without pinging off too much particles then. I know nothing about physics, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, no. So this has to do with atmosphere. So here on Earth, we are actually protected by our atmosphere, specifically the ozone, which is why the ozone depleting is a horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah, the hole in the ozone layer and all that.
Oh, what happened over Antarctica? Nobody lives there, right? So it's fine.
It's a big deal.
I mean,
big problem.
The ozone layer has been fixed already, like 20 years ago, right? Yeah,
it sealed itself because of the
it's
reduction in CFC usage. But
yeah, we stopped this. Yeah.
Yeah, CFC usage went away because we said, oh no, our polar cap is probably going to melt if we don't stop doing that. So maybe not use that. But so. Yeah, background radiation is insanely high once you leave the atmosphere, more specifically when you leave the Van Allen belt as well, because the Van Allen belt also helps kind of keep a lot of that solar winds away from us. It actually acts as kind of a protective bubble. The moon itself does not have that big of a magnetic field around it, so it gets bombarded a lot more, especially obviously on the lit side, by a lot of radiation. So again, we go back to looking at how that affects our ability to colonize things like Mars, which is the next logical place for us to go. We get to also look at what's the technologies that are going to be needed to maintain and sustain long-term habitation for extraplanetary bodies.
This is just out of interest, but isn't the moon the next step of colonizing? Because
the moon.
I mean, I think the moon's better than Mars for colonizing first.
Yeah, because Mars is like 6 months away, isn't it?
Yes and no, and depending on where we're at in our orbit compared to Mars, it can be anywhere from 3 to 9 months.
Right, but the moon is a consistent couple of days, right?
Yeah, but the moon is about a week worth of travel, if I remember correctly.
You're right.
No, it's well, both ways it is. I think one way it's only a couple of days.
Yeah. 3 and a half, something like that.
Wow, this got really nerdy. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
space travel.
You put a bunch of vehicle nerds or nerds in general into a podcast. It's gonna get nerdy.
Yeah.
And we're stalling for time.
And Mars
exactly.
We're not done for time. We're done.
They're done.
Clara, you're done.
She done.
Yeah, I DM'd it to you.
All right.
We're talking about moon rockets now. We can do that later.
All right. So I don't know when I have to do the the timestamps. I don't know what to put. Artemis talk. I don't know.
Yeah. Space talk.
The real space DLC? No, I don't know.
Yeah, real life space talk.
Yeah. Okay, so before we show the images, can you guys please, before when you get a chance, send the link to the vehicles so I can link them in the description below.
Right.
And before we go, and before I show the images, I want to invite you guys again. Vote on the Discord for the builds. Vote on endoscroll.com for the build of the year. Render artist. Wait, Tony is not in the render artist running.
So Tony doesn't do like renders.
Oh, well, he's got one. He could get like one vote.
You can.
No, I don't want to compete.
Okay. All right. So first, we're going to start off, with the one that got done first because, the other one made us wait for another 20 minutes. I'm kidding.
Fight me.
But here we go. So this is, are you ready for it? The M3A1 Knight by Key? Is that his name? Here it comes.
K.
K.
He's in here, right? K.
K.
Okay, still here.
Yes.
So Kay,
Nice.
will you go ahead and rate Tony's performance on your vehicle? Do you approve of this rendering?
Well, I could not have done better myself, because I don't know Blender. I don't even have it installed. But I find it funny that he used the missile detection sensors as props in the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I won't complain because like I can't do better.
Well, I feel like it needs more visual effects on it. You know, like I need like explosions in the background with people like flying in the air.
Snow.
No?
What more do you need?
I'm sorry. Okay.
Too bad it looks like the suspension has collapsed.
Does it? Oh, no, it's in the
Yes.
snow.
It's
It's
in the
snow.
snow.
Yeah.
No, but it looks like the suspension has collapsed because all the wheels are pressed up against the
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait.
cope cage.
Let me get a poll ready to see which one they like better. Should I do that? Are you guys okay being criticized?
I will accept this.
As long as it's constructive.
No, it's just a yes or no, or you know.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Let's see. Tony, I'm just gonna say Tony because I don't know how to spell your name without looking at it. Klara. Okay. And then I'm gonna go to the next one right now. Let's check out Klara's. Here we go. And boom. We've got a ship. I don't know what the name of the ship is. Or who's it by?
Oh my god. I sent you the link. Let me pull it back.
I'm sorry. I'm not there.
It's Steam Tugboat Milwaukee by...
Is it by Cab?
It's being bad.
I think it's by Cab.
Yeah, by Cab something, lots of numbers.
Okay.
Cab 12003.
1, 2, 3. Okay, by Cab. Oh, Cab. Got it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put the poll up. Let's see who our render artist winner is for the Stormy Awards 2025. No, it's okay. All right. So on this one, I would say, if I can be constructive, I think I need an ambient light just to see some details on this side here.
It's kind of, yeah, I think the contrast is a bit low. I might boost that. and
Yeah.
export
But it might
Actually,
be my
I'll do that
screen
right now.
too or something. I don't know. Can I adjust it? Oh, I have
Yeah,
filters.
also, yeah.
Screen,
also
yeah.
Screen.
No,
Probably your screen, because I can see the
I can
contrast
see
really
details. Yeah, it looks very nice.
my-
I really do like that render.
It might be my screen then.
It looks wonderful.
Here, I just DM'd a bit higher contrast version, or not a higher contrast, but a bit more visible version.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, it's probably my screen. It's an older screen that I'm looking at, so it might be darker than I actually think it is. So let me pull up. Oh yeah, that's better on that screen. I wonder if it's... I have like 3 screens, so maybe it's the one I'm looking at is sucky. Let's see. I'm gonna bring it up in a second. Let's see here. I hear a jet engine starting or something. Oh yeah,
That's
it's
me.
a plane. Whose is that?
Okay, well,
Oh, it's a work in progress with Sky.
Oh, cool. Is it a airliner?
No,
Oh. Okay.
that's all I can say if I remember
Wow.
correctly.
Okay, let's see if I can open this one up really quick. Open with... That looks exactly the same on my screen. Is that the wrong one?
Okay, that's.
Oh.
It's like I might just be your screen. I tried to boost it just a bit without losing, I guess, the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that's my screen. The screen is just super dark on my screen. Whoa, that's super big. There you go.
well, is this based off a real plane, or do you just make this up?
There we go. Anyways, there we go. So let's see what
I don't
the,
know. Ask Sky.
the chat says. Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. Klara is paying off people left and right in the chat.
All that hard work is paid off.
Yeah.
Not the blended stuff, but all the money that I.
All the
I
money,
earned
yes.
To pay everyone.
Exactly.
To vote.
All of that paid off has paid off.
Oh, Tony got a vote. Maybe.
I think Tony has 3 votes.
Oh, yeah, about 3 maybe. Yeah. I can't wait till at some point maybe we get like 100 or 200 people in here. That'll be more fun to see the votes, see where they go.
Yeah.
But
It would be the exact same thing, but slightly.
Oh! Tony got another vote.
Oh!
Rock the vote.
Also, it's kind of unfair to only have one of the renders showing on screen.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh, it went back the other way. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're out of people. It says we have 15 people and 16 votes, so I think we're out of luck here. I think this is it. I think the final render vote is for Klara. I'm sorry, Tony. We're going to have to ask you to leave the island, and you're not going to be a contestant anymore.
I'll make my own.
Yeah, you already did.
Since when did this turn into a game show where he could be eliminated?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing which I keep suggesting to Endo as a half joke is having a Top Gear, like an original Top Gear style segment in something. I don't even know what.
I'll have to watch Top Gear, so I don't really know how it works.
I don't know, just watch one of the first.
It's just 3 British men talking about cars and unrelated.
They don't talk about cars, what are you talking?
Okay, oh, there goes a plane by. Look at that, guys. There's a plane in the
That's
sky.
a helicopter.
Oh, I had a question. I got a question for you guys. Did anybody try that air mod or something that's on the workshop right now?
There's an air mod?
I have not, but I've seen it, and they basically just lowered, I think, the herd density. I'm not sure exactly what values they changed.
That's kind of a cool helicopter. Interesting paint job.
Helicopter?
Yeah, but here's the question. How did you get the paint job?
Did you use the Alyosha?
God, no, that is cursed.
I used the I don't know the other tool. There is the old one.
The
but I did
tangent.
But I did modify stuff like very heavily in picture editors.
Okay. Well, sorry, Ali. You do not get an endorsement for this helicopter.
It would have been easier with mine because mine actually does transparent images.
There you go. You should have checked it out there, man. Oh, look, there goes a plane guy again.
You know, I have a feeling it didn't exist when this was made. So.
I mean, this is from like a year.
It looks like the game's actually running pretty good on my screen. I don't know if you guys are having.
Nope, no lag on my side. I'm in the water in a boat, so.
Oh, you're in a boat somewhere?
Yeah, I'm right off the dock.
Let's check that out.
It is.
All right, here we go. Nice little boat. Oh, I've seen this boat. I think it's being voted on. If you go into the Discord, you can vote for this boat right now if you want to.
Actually, it's the research variant of this. I build boats. I build boats and environment mods. That's all I build.
Okay.
This is the actual cargo, the way it's supposed to be, kind of a coastal freighter. But I recently went through and redid the crane, redid the interior the interior hold areas to allow for the Aster connection system for containers and other pallets and whatnot. And went back through and did some paint touch-ups that I had some oopsies on.
Okay, very cool. You gonna try to land that? No, you're not.
Yeah. That's a really good.
There is a guy floating in a seat over by the hangar, which is weird.
So I hand paint everything. I don't have any way of.
Yeah, like it actually. Again, whenever I try and hand paint a font, it never goes well. And it's like It's
one of those
5x5 pixel thing.
It's one of those things that takes a little bit of practice, but once you get used to it and how to scale things properly, it's a lot easier.
Look at that plane. I mean, this is what I love about Stormworks. When it's running decent, it's cool. You know, I've got a plane.
Oh no, the wind is pushing me away.
Plane landing over on the runway. I've got a helicopter flying.
Oh no,
I'm on a ship.
That's a hill.
A truly amazing game that has not lived up to its potential yet. I really hope it does. I really hope it does.
Or can you turn off flare damage?
All right, guys. So I think we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank Klara and Tony for taking the time to render out images. You might want to go use those for your thumbnails on your workshop items. So we'll have to post them in the Discord, I guess, so you can grab those and update your thumbnails. And I want to thank Leopard and Player for coming in and talking about the NSO. I want to thank Captain, a newer member, a newer YouTuber, for coming in and saying hello. I want to thank Professor Incognito for not showing up. Oh, wait. No, I'm not supposed to say that.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Is he still? Oh, yep, he's still there. He's still there. I wanted to see.
Are we just shaming him at this point?
Yeah, I'm giving a hard time.
We are.
But I just want to remind you guys, again, my final time to remind you, please go vote on the website, on the Discord. It matters a lot to the people who are submitting builds. It matters a lot to December 17th when the builds are shown and we find out who the winners are. It makes it more fun for everybody, so please do that. And if anybody wants to say anything before we go, this is your chance. All right. That was quick.
No, nothing.
All right. Sharp, thanks for joining. Kai, Ki.
Everyone have a great weekend.
Kai, Ki, Kai. Ki.
It's like...
No, it's K.
It's K. Oh, it's like Spanish. Okay. K. Yeah, K. Got it.
It's like...
No, it's a longer... It's more of an...
K.
Yes.
K. All right.
Like but add a K in front of it.
Okay. Okay. I want to thank you for joining us. And I guess we'll say goodbye. So say goodbye, guys, and we'll see you next week for another Workbench. And have a great weekend.
Bye.
Goodbye.